Hi, everybody. Our word for these last 2 weeks has been light, and I have a strong message for all of you. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You may be in a tunnel right now. Don't focus on the darkness. Don't focus on the tunnel. Focus on the light. There is light at the end of every tunnel because nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass is a phrase I always use, and that means the bad times will pass and the good times will also pass. If you don't recognize them and embrace them and enjoy them while they're there, always looking on to the next thing, you'll miss the beauty of right now. And even if you're in a dark time, can you find something to enjoy about the darkness? I know that's a bit challenging. I'm not asking you to be a Pollyanna and to say things are great when things aren't. But if you can find a thread of one good thing in the moment that you're in right here, right now, that thread will take you to the light. And in the light, you'll have clarity. You'll have direction. You'll feel freer. Light always does that. I was talking to Mark. He's always a brilliant guy at fixing stuff. He's the fixer guy. And one day he was tinkering around with something mechanical. And I said, "How did you learn to do that?" He said, "Well, my family had a garage for years and I wasn't allowed to touch anything, but I was allowed to hold up the light so they could work. And while they worked, I watched." Something struck me in that because I said to myself, you know what? He's still holding up the light. There are people in our lives that are light bearers. They hold up a lantern for us when we can't see the forest for the trees. Embrace the light bearers. Allow yourself to draw from their light and their warmth. And then when you have your sea legs back, be the one that holds the light up for someone else. My dear friend John Russo posted something on his Facebook page this past week, and he's an entertainer. He is not just an entertainer. He is amazing. He sings Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. He does the whole Rat Pack better than they did. He's that good. But COVID created a whole series of challenges for entertainers or people in the service industries. And he posted something recently. The setback is never as big as the comeback. I took courage from that. If you're facing a setback right now, just instead of focusing on the setback, consider the comeback and know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I hope that encourages some of you today as I look for the next word for all of us. I always ask for divine inspiration as I stick my fingers into this bag. For some reason, I'm digging deeper. Hasn't this whole time in our life caused us all to dig deeper? And the answer, oh, interesting. I usually don't like this. The answer is a question mark, which means it can be whatever you want it to be. So take a moment to consider, what do you want the next 2 weeks to be in your life? Can you be intentional about what you want? Because if you can think about it, you can create it. But so often we get caught up in the hamster wheel of life and we just react to stuff as it comes at us. But I always encourage people to stop being the tennis ball batted around by life and start being the tennis racket and direct things in the direction that you want, being intentional about the next 2 weeks. At the end of them, what do you want to be able to say? It's a great question to consider. I'm going to think about that one too. And I hope that whatever you create, it is beautiful and filled with light.